I'm Daemonxel, and today we're going to talk about the Voyage Ceremony. That's right, the new NetEase event that just closed, but cost 1,000 AUR just to even participate for the chance to get chosen. We're going to talk about how this is a quick cash grab for NetEase, as well as a endorsement from NetEase for RMT. But first, if you can tag that subscribe button, ring that bell, share and like the video, then you can stay up to date with everything that this channel has to offer. Now, we are going to return to the news in the next day or two. We're going to get that news video out there to you. But I wanted to talk today about this and how this is a possibly bad gateway into RMT for future events. Now, if you hadn't known, the Voyage Ceremony is an event where CEOs or directors of corporations can pay 1,000 AUR. That is the equivalent of $40 US or wherever you are. I'm not sure what the pound is or the other currency, but here in the US it's $40 real life money to just participate in, and it's a random drawing. They select 50 corporations, excluding the 3 top spots from the Inscription of the Galaxy who have already made it in. But you have to pay for the opportunity to be chosen for this. Now, if you are chosen, that's great. You're going to be part of the anniversary event, which is basically a parade of ships. They actually show an announcement that you can now choose the formation of how you want your ships to look. And obviously, we're going to get more information as it unfolds. But the real stinger is that you have to pay real-life money to even be a part of this. Now, I can understand if it was a drawing and if you were selected, then you had to pay. And they do make the statement that all members of the corporation who are participating in registration will be rewarded a special gift pack, whether their applications are accepted or denied, while registration fees for failed applications will be refunded in full. Now, Cartwright goes on to tell us in the CC room that you can think of it as buying a gift pack for all the members of your corporations, and the Voyage Ceremony registration is just a gift. And it states that even if you don't enter the final list, all members will also get a gift and 1,000 plex returned. That should be the AUR. That you made an error there. That the 1,000 AUR will be returned. But that's the point, isn't it? The AUR will be returned. You can't get your actual money back. And the argument of the RMT, which we were expressing to the community manager to pass on to the devs, is that having one person pay all the sum, that person can actually extort money from his corp mates as a contribution for the sign-up. Basically, a corp leader can turn around and be like, yeah, guys, I want us to participate in this, but I don't have the cash. Why don't you all just send, a couple dollars to my PayPal account, and, we'll enter that way. Well, that's all fine and dandy. So everyone contributes. The one person, the director or the corporation executive, will push the button. If they're not accepted, that just gets refunded back to him. Now, there are cases of pilots out there who have many alts who lead corporations in high sec and low sec for mission runners with 75 to 100% tax. Just a way to farm money from people just signing into the corporation and ratting. Now, if that person did this with all their corporations, well, they could take in some good chunk of change now, can't they? Especially if they get denied. Or they could even say, hey, yeah, I pushed the button, and there's no evidence of it. He could just say that, yeah, I pushed it, and just pocket the money. And as one CC said, that this event method is a literal encouragement for people to get scammed out of real-life money. We turn around and ask, why not implement something that uses the corp wallet instead? This way you could actually use your in-game funds to do this. Well, that would mean NetEase would be out cash. Now, someone did the math here. Let me see if I can pull it up. If 1,000 corps pay that $40 to get the 1,000 AUR, that's $38,000 NetEase pockets for doing absolutely nothing, because only 50 corporations get selected. So those 50 corps basically get what they paid for, yet everyone else gets no chance of a refund of real-life cash unless you go through your Apple Market or your Google Market to cancel the transaction and have it refunded back to you. Now, with this debate that we were having, Cartwright told us that he conveyed this to the dev team, but unfortunately the answer that they received was so far that it's hard to avoid this kind of behavior, being scammed out of real-life money, if those people were doing this as a scam. And since that it was already online, it's unethical to change the rules, so we decided to keep it that way. And that they are aware of the risk, and they're going to discuss it further in dev team meetings within the next coming weeks, but it's not going to change. They even gave an example, basically saying that, more importantly, it's self-organized behavior among players, which is hard to quantify and track. For example, if I gave you real-life money, and then I reported you for scams in the game, this behavior goes beyond the EE game itself. Therefore, they cannot punish the guilty party. Which begs the question is, if they can't change it now, how did this even pass the pre-designed stage? We all know this because there is no quality assurance checking for this game through NetEase, unfortunately. And going back to the scam thing, it's not as if someone is trying to scam somebody else using shady tags. With this, the game design just gave this person leverage to do it and actually be believable. Now, ultimately, Cartley did fold under the pressure in saying that they agree with this, and that it's obvious that the designers didn't take the situation into account. But instead of complaining about problems, we should try to solve them. Well, since they basically got on record saying that they can't change it because it would be unethical because it's already online, there is no solving of this problem. The only thing they can do is move forward, and possibly, if they do this again in the future, take that into account. But this does open up a nasty gateway to pay to participate events. Now again, remember that this was a complete random drawing. There are several content creators who actually did pay out of pocket because they did want to give a treat to their corporations. However, some of those weren't even accepted as well. So there is no favoritism in the picking. But again, do we want to have pay to participate events in this game? It's a really dark road to go down. And I, for one, think, yes, NetEase should be able to make money because they need to make money to make content for us all to enjoy. But can we do it in such a way that it's not mandatory to do so? Because this is something that everyone would want to participate in. But not everyone is going to want to dip into their wallet just to participate. And I'll leave it at this. Was it a good design for them to do this? Are you for this or against this? I know some players have no issue with it whatsoever, but I, unfortunately, am on the opposition of that, basically saying that all events should be able to be open to everyone, whether it be free-to-play, dolphins, or whales. And with that, have a great week, have a great weekend, fly safe, and remember, we're always one vision, one purpose, one front.